All right, welcome back, cousins and friends, like-minded people. Those of you that care about doing things the right way, probably a farm and ranch tutorial today. Vermeer 605K. End of season, complete clean out and storage and put away and all that good stuff. Now the K will eat a little bit of twine just like the Model M will. So I'm going to clean all that out. If I was a big operator that did a lot of bales during the year, I'd probably be doing this more often, but I just have just a tiny little buildup on the roller, a little buildup on the end of that pickup right there. So I'll cut all that twine out of there. And standard procedure will blow everything completely clean, surgically clean, every little nook and cranny. And this baler's basically ready to go next year or in a week or two for some grass hay if we do some more of that. I guess while I got the end gate open, I can show you like what happens when I plug this baler up. For whatever reason, it does happen even to the best operators in the world, myself included. All right, now difficult conditions, you'll have maybe one side of the baler gets fed way too much, way too fast. One of these belts will twist because it's a lopsided baler. You got no hay on that side, too much hay on that side. Because it couldn't feed on one side or whatever. Your pickup plugs up, your chamber plugs up, everything plugs up. Usually in the cab, I keep a spiked tomahawk or any spiked tool to sink into that hay and rip it out from the back, and then that's how I clear my chamber and unplug it. So, all right, I'll cover that real quick. Like I said, my favorite tool for cleaning the rollers from twine, looks like it's only that one once I'm inside the chamber. This is that tensioner pulley system that I was talking about in an earlier tutorial video. That's what puts the pressure on the bale, takes up all the baler slack and all that good stuff. All right, I'm going to pause out. My favorite knife right there, just a basic utility knife. Sweep all that twine off of that roller and a little bit on the pickup there, and we're pretty much done. Okay, I'm inside the baler and I'm standing on the slack of these belts right here, and you can see that's the tensioner. Those are the tensioner pulleys right there that take all of the slack up and keep the pressure on the bale. All right, I'll just show you real quick how easy it is to keep your baler clean and in perfect operating condition. Number one, cleaning. If it's not clean, you can't see any of this stuff. You can't comfortably work on any of it. It literally just takes, you can do this in your sleep once you get good, or once you get used to doing this. I say again and again, all of my videos, cleaning is just being able to enjoy the cleaning process. It's like at least 80% of all maintenance. All right, there we go. Look how easy that slips out of there. All right. No problem. There, all the twine is off of the roller as soon as I get all the way across, just like that. Same thing with the pickup. Maybe I'll show that a little bit. All right, I'm going to pause out, save some time on this video. You get the idea. You know, I'm going to standing on one belt, all the rest of the belts are loose. You can clean all of the rollers. Get in here, see all of the rollers, any other twine on any other roller. Boom, it's off. It's all clean. Now these old Model Ks, they don't eat twine very badly at all. The worst model I've ever run is the Model M, my favorite model. However, one of their bad habits, they're twine eaters. They just love to grab twine and wrap it around rollers and pickups, and all kinds of stuff like that happen in the M. Well, maybe somehow they've corrected that in the N model, but not a big deal. You just stay up on your cleaning, So you're naturally going to clean all your equipment anyway. If you're a successful operator that actually cares and will enjoy doing this for a living. That's really all there is to it. All right, I'm going to pause out. We'll get that pickup cleaned. We'll get these rollers cleaned. And my pickup grabbed a little bit of twine during my third cutting alfalfa session. So you can see I'm missing that band right there. We have to fix that. The previous owners hit a rock with this pickup, and that's why that band is missing. The mounting hardware for that band is gone, so a new one will have to be fabricated and welded in there. Should have been done a long time ago, but been baling without that band with no issues whatsoever. And it's not the right thing to do, but like I tell you all, I'm not the owner of this baler, so these are things that I have to work on a little bit at a time, you know. Hopefully someday, maybe own this baler. I don't know. But there's a new pickup tooth that I put in last year. I suppose somebody's going to show up and say, "Why didn't you put the band in?" Well, like I just said, the hardware has been ripped off of the pickup. As in, a piece of metal got ripped off of the pickup that actually mounts that band. So we'll have to weld and fabricate a new one in there. Other than that, the pickup is just fine. Other than clearly they hit rocks with it, which there's no excuse for that whatsoever. And it got banged up a little bit. But one missing bolt, a band. Oh, and they welded the slip clutch solid on this pickup, which you never ever do. So try to put a new slip clutch on that baler or that pickup someday. Okay, and there's my little pile of twine out of that baler. Like I said, it did not eat very much twine. That's very not only acceptable, but pleasantly not an issue whatsoever. All right, pretty much ready to close this thing up and park it for the year. Back in its spot. It's nice and clean. I'm glad I decided to open that end gate. Clean all that out. No twine in any of the rollers. No bearings. No bearings are out on any of these rollers. And why am I able to discover that? Because I cleaned this baler. There. Like I said in an earlier video, okay, there right there is the big reason that I do not eject a bale while my PTO is running. I said my belts were in rough shape. More specifically, my belt splices where the belts are connected, those are in rough shape. And actually all of these belts need to come off and be respliced. There is my gouged belt right there. This one should probably actually be replaced. Or they could actually splice in a new section right there. That would be acceptable also. Everything looking nice and straight. I've really fallen in love with this baler. It's treated me really well. I treat it really well. I get along with it great. Like I've said in past videos, some starting issues in some of the difficult hays where I'm plugging up and getting a bad start on my bales. A lot of that is because the belts need to be respliced, and when you resplice the belts, they get shortened, and shortening them tightens them up to factory specs, where it should be a lot less issue starting in difficult conditions. All right, there you have it. I am Dead Wolf. I'm out. This kind of fun on the next one. Yeah, I said this was maybe going to be my last haying season here on this outfit. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess I could do another season next year. Thanks for watching, everyone. Y'all take care.